My name is Aaron Jeffers. I graduated from Georgia State University in 2004. I went to law school. I wrote in my application to law school, just give me a law degree so I could be a public defender. I volunteered at this office on a Whipple fellowship after my first year of law school and just never left. Growing up in the South, seeing the way police treated some of my black friends when I was growing up and me when I was with them was one of them. And there was some very specific incidences in high school and when I was in college where we were treated very poorly by the police when I had minorities with me. And so that was one part of it. And then working for the Southern Poverty Law Center, I actually saw a specific case where they called and wanted help for somebody that had a criminal case, an active criminal case in the county, Montgomery, Alabama. And their system of public defense there is very different than it is here in Oregon, and it was different from what it is now when I was there in 2006, 2008. And you can get an attorney that wasn't a criminal defense attorney primarily on your case there, assigned and at a very low rate, so there's not a lot of incentive for them to do the work. And that person was in custody. They were black, so it was a young black male who was incarcerated on very little evidence, but the caller was saying that he can't get a defense attorney to take his case to trial. He didn't do this, but all they're telling him to do is plead guilty. And so I just called the Criminal Defense Lawyers Association in Alabama and talked to the president and asked if there was somebody that could help. And he said, well, if somebody does some painting at my house, I'll take the case. And one of my colleagues literally agreed to do some painting at his house, and he took the case. And 4 weeks later, he filed a motion, and the whole case got dismissed. And I just was like, why does it take that? Why didn't the very first attorney on the case know what legal motion this other guy knew? I mean, isn't that his job? Why should it matter? Why should someone have to be as lucky as that person to have someone else care about them enough to call, to have people on the other line care enough to make enough phone calls until they get something, and then to have that person do the job that should have been done in the first place? And I was like, that's it. I don't need to go to Yale or Harvard. I just need a law degree, and I can help people. I can be the guy that knows the motion that needs to be filed, and everybody deserves that. So that's what fueled me to do public defense, and we were. I mean, the hardest part of being a public defender is when you can't find justice, and it's an unfortunate part of our system that you can't always get to the right outcome or even a good outcome. No matter how hard you work or how innocent your client is, sometimes you can't avoid the negative outcome for people who deserve better. But what I can say is that if the state is going to try to harm my client, that they're going to have to go through me to do it. So holistic defense means to me looking at the entire person, all of the circumstances, the community itself, all of the stakeholders that are involved in a person's life and what happens if we treat them as a criminal versus a person with problems that they could need some help with. And holistic defense attempts to address all of those things, which I think there's lots of empirical evidence out there that will show that if you address those things, that you get better outcomes than if you just focus on convictions and incarceration.